Now students, since it is our second video of today, so we are going to solve the remaining questions of exercise 1.3. From this, after this video, this exercise 1.3 is solved. Now you all know that this question is having three parts, first, second and third. So its third, since its third part is similar to the question number 2, so I am not able to, or I am not going to solve that question. I am going to solve only two parts of question number 3, which are question number 3 part first, question number 3 part second. I am doing this or I am solving them simultaneously, so you will have a better view to solve the questions. In question number 1, we have to prove that 1 upon under root 2 is an irrational number. I have to prove that 1 upon under root 2 is an irrational number. And in its second part, we have to prove 7 upon under root 5 is an irrational number. 7 upon under root 5 is an irrational number. I am going to prove that 1 upon under root 2 and 7 upon under root 5, I am going to solve both the questions simultaneously. And we have to prove that 1 upon under root 2 is an irrational number and 7 upon under root 5 is an irrational number. So students, in order to solving these type of questions, what will be our first step? What will be our first step? As you all are watching my videos and doing the questions very carefully, you know that our first step is we are going to solve them as the method of contradiction. We are going to solve them by the method of contradiction. So what will be the method of contradiction? We have to assume that these numbers are not irrational numbers, that these numbers are not irrational numbers. Instead of this, they are rational numbers. Instead of this, we have to assume that they are rational numbers. They are rational numbers. So, moving towards that step, let 1 upon under root 5 is not an irrational number, but it is an rational number. It is not an irrational number, but it is a rational number. Similar statement I am going to write on the for the second question also. Let 7 upon under root 5 is not an irrational number, but what is it? It is an rational number. It is a rational number. We will not use N for R. Sorry. It is a rational number. And every rational number can be written in the form of P upon Q. We know that every rational number can be written in the form of P upon Q. So, if 1 upon under root 5 is a rational number, so it can be written as 1 upon under root 2 equals to P upon Q. Right? Getting my point? 1 upon under root 2 equals to P upon Q. And if 7 upon under root 5 is a rational number, then 7 under root 5 should also be equal to P upon Q. Now what we are going to do for this part? What we are going to do for this part? Don't cross multiply them, because whenever you see your root in the denominator of any number, your first step will be you have to rationalize them. In order to rationalize 1 upon under root 2, I am going to multiply its numerator and denominator by root 2. In second part, it's already on the numerator side, so no step will be done on the second part. What I am going to get? Under root 2 1 under root 2 and root 2 into root 2 2 equals to P upon Q. And on the second part, we do need not to have any solution, because numerator is already on the because the root is already on the numerator part. Now what will be our next step? We have to separate that root part. that number which is inside the root, we have to separate that number which is inside the root on the right hand, on the left hand side, and all the numbers on the right hand side. So under root 2 will be equal to, this 2 will go to the right hand side, this 2 will transpose to the right hand side. Under root 2 is equal to 2 p upon q. Again, for the second question, under root 5 will be equal to p upon q. This 7 will transpose to the right hand side, then it will come to the, it will go to the denominator, then it will become p upon 7q. Now again, what we are going to observe, we have p upon q as a rational number. We have p upon q as a rational number, and it is multiplied by another rational number which is 2. It is multiplied by another rational number which is 2. Then if it is a rational number and it is a rational number, then multiplication of both the numbers will give you a rational number. And we know that under root 2 is an irrational number. How? We can easily prove that by the method whose video is been uploaded to 24th of April. Now again we are shifting our focus to the second part. Here again I am having p upon q as a rational number, and it is divided by 7. P upon q as a rational number, and this number is divided by 7. So again p upon q is a rational number which is divided by another rational number, making p upon q into 7 a rational number. And we know that under root 5 is an irrational number, as we have earlier proved in the videos of 23rd of April. So again I am having here irrational number is equal to rational number. Irrational number is equal to rational number. So again, what are we getting? What is our conclusion? For the first part, we have irrational number is equal to rational number. Similarly, for the second part, we are having irrational number is equal to rational number. So here we can say that irrational number is equal to rational number and irrational number is equal to rational number, which is not possible, because simply you can say that irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number. भाई irrational number के ही तो इक्वल होगा, rational number के इक्वल नहीं होगा। ऐसे यहाँ पर irrational number किसके इक्वल है? rational number के। तो which is not possible. I am writing here a common statement, but you have to write separately for the questions. Now again, if we are having irrational number is equal to rational number, common statement for both, then it is not possible. It is not possible because irrational number cannot be a rational number. And if it is not possible, then what is the fault in our question? Fault in our question is that our earlier assumption that under root 5 is not an irrational number but a rational number is wrong. If it is not possible, so what is the fault in our question? The main fault in our question that our earlier assumption that 7 under root 5 is and not an irrational number but rational number is wrong. It is not possible, hence our assumption that this is a rational number is wrong. But what is it? But it is an irrational number. So students, by these two questions, this exercise 1.3 is also finished. Tomorrow we are going to start new exercise, which is exercise number 1.4. Thank you.